Hello, 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 and welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle live stream happening every Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Hashtag Good Vibes Lifestyle. So, what is this all about? Well, my name is Leslie Klein, and I host this podcast every week and also the Good Vibes Lifestyle, Good Vibes TV YouTube channel that's on YouTube. You just go to at Raise Your Vibe and Thrive, and you will find it. So, I am streaming to several different places right now, to several, like 5 different Facebook pages, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. And by doing this with StreamYard, I can actually see your comments if you'd like to comment or ask a question or just state whatever it is that you'd like to share. So it's all about the good vibes lifestyle, which means living in a lifestyle where you're aware of your energy and your energy, you're aware of your energy and that how higher the higher vibrations, the higher frequency, the higher emotions of love, peace, joy, happiness, prosperity, abundance, confidence, all of the empowerment, all of these good vibes is what we're striving for when we're living the good vibes lifestyle. And it's about noticing when we're in the slumps, when we're in the lower vibrations of fear, whether that's anger or hate or jealousy or shame, whatever the lower vibration, when we notice that we dip down into those states, it's important to be aware. Don't judge yourself. Just say, oh, okay, I'm feeling sad today, and explore that a little bit. And then feel the feeling, let it go, clear it out like a cloud in the sky, how it just like goes, keeps on moving, keeps on going by. Just feel the emotion, let it go. So then you're clear to then feel the higher emotions, to choose to transmute that lower energy into higher vibrating feelings and energies. And why is this important? Because of the law of attraction, because what energy we're putting out there, what frequency we're vibrating attracts like frequencies. So if we're in a hateful place and just we're going to attract situations and things that make that true for you, that resonate to that vibration. So it's all about us. We're the center, we're the magnet for the kind of reality that we create in our life. The thing is, people don't always understand that. They're not aware that it's us. They're in the victim mode, right? And the good vibes lifestyle is not about victimhood at all. It's about um, escaping from victimhood, realizing that we're there. If we're not aware of what we're thinking, if we're just reacting and going day to day without even being conscious and aware and mindful of what we're doing, then we're more easily manipulated. So it's important to be the captains of our own ship, to know that we're sovereign beings and the buck stops here. It starts here and it stops here. It's with us. So it's up to us to change our energy so we can change our reality, change the world that we're living in, our particular world. And as the group consciousness rises up, then the whole planet would change. Because if you've heard of the 100th monkey theory, it just takes that 100th monkey to learn that skill so that the whole group consciousness of that species learns that skill or understanding or whatever. So we just need, like, I think at one point the number was like 10% of the world's population to make that shift. But some others say it's less, that's like 3%. So anyway, enough of a rant there. I want to wish everyone a happy Easter. Of course, Easter will be this Sunday. And, we're just in this wonderful time of new beginnings and rebirth, the endings of the old ways and things that do not serve us anymore, and opening up to the new beginnings and the new blossoms, the new flowers in our life, the new seeds that we're planting and the things that we're growing in our life. So happy Easter. This season is so just, wonderful and inspiring. At least for me, it is. And one of the things that it has inspired me in the past to do is create my little peace garden. So this is my little garden that I have outside my house. And I'm going to share with you here some video and just kind of share it. It's actually let me make it a little bit bigger. It's in the shape of a peace sign, right? Some people, because I have the kind of circle in the middle, some people thinks it looks like a guitar, but it's not. And so this is the view of the mountains, and you could see the beautiful light green buds on all the trees just starting to bloom, this beautiful time of the year, the only time that the colors of the green is that light green. And then later in the summer, it'll be this beautiful rich green. So you're looking at my bed of peppermint here on the right, and to the left is some pennyroyal. I've got apple um, apple mint on the left there. There's a butterfly bush, another one. So the blooms haven't started, but they're starting to form, and then they'll open up once we, usually hit May around Mother's Day, right? Usually is when we get our flowers and then all the beautiful pollinators coming out, the butterflies, and I've got some lamb's ear, some thyme, some lavender, um, just all the beautiful plants. And I just love being out here, meditating out here. You can see um, some of the mountains. And anyway, I wanted to share my peace garden with you so you could see it now, and periodically I will take some more video and show you how it's growing and improving in case you don't have a little garden of your own. And yeah, so I wanted to share that with you because it's Easter time. It's time to be connected to the earth, because we are natural beings. And the more that we're out in nature and the earth, the more we're healing. It's healing. One of the tips to raise your vibration is to ground, which means barefoot on the ground, on Mother Earth, or sitting or hugging a tree. This grounds our energy. And this is important because we're in front of these devices and computers getting all these, I think they're the positive ions, but they're not good for you. We need the negative ions, which you get from waterfalls and nature and things like that. So let's see, we have a comment. And oh, wonderful. Alan George, hi from Thousand Oaks, California. Hello there, Alan. I've never been to Thousand Oaks, so I'll have to check it out when we get a chance to get that way. And so one other thing I wanted to mention, I was, how on Facebook you get these memories from a year ago, and I got a memory a year ago, and I, comment if you were with me a year ago. But last year I ran into a tree on the mountain and broke my arm, just my ulna bone, but it took me about 6 to 8 weeks to kind of get things healed and get the cast off. So it's amazing that, everything that's happened since that one year, and just reflecting on all that happened, because I felt like I missed, a couple of months of, what I would normally do last year. And so I'm so grateful to be here. My arm's all healed and everything's good. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because it's important to kind of take note. And that's why I like looking at the new moon and the full moon and the starts of the seasons and stuff, because it's a great time to check in and see, where am I in terms of what I want to accomplish in life, of the state of the goals that I maybe set at the beginning of the year. Where am I? So it's good to check in and see, to kind of navigate, or what's the right word, uh, change our direction so that we're going where we want to go. All right, so let's get into the astrological news. So we are in the waning phase of the moon. We had a full moon in Libra on April 12th, almost about 15 days ago. And we have a new moon, but it's going to be a super new moon. When they say super, what they mean, it's just a little closer to the earth than it is normally. So it looks a little bit bigger, but you only see it bigger when it's close to the horizon, because the ice crystals and the water vapor and things make it look bigger when it's closer to the, whether it's rising or setting. That's when it would look the biggest, because of the atmosphere and how it magnifies, what we see in the moon. So anyway, new supermoon, and of course, new moons you never see because they're in line with the sun. And so we're seeing the shadow side of the moon. So you never see it during new moon. New moons are always great for new beginnings. They always initiate that. But we're in that phase, that waning phase, from the full moon down to the new moon. So this is the time of integration, everything that blossomed around the full moon, that projects that came to manifestation. Now it's about integrating that information, assimilating, integrating it, digesting it. Right? If we were harvesting the fruit at the full moon, now we're processing that harvest. Right? And so that's the best way to use this kind of energy. So that's why I like to know about when the moons are, and we'll talk next week about the new moon in Taurus and what that has to do with. It has to do with the sign of Taurus, the energies of Taurus. So let's now move to our other segment that I like to talk about, the UFO UAP disclosure. So not a lot's happened this week on this front, but I did finally finish my new episode, my part 2 episode of the UFO episode that I did, where I interviewed one of the state coordinators for Citizens for Disclosure, and I'm going to launch that on Sunday. It'll become available at noon, so you can watch it there. And the way you watch it is you actually will go to uh, tinyurl.com/ capital GVTV UFO 2. So that's for part 2, which will be available Sunday by noon. But if you want to see part 1, that is available in just same URL, except for a 1 instead of a 2. And that'll get you to the beginning to kind of get you caught up on what's going on with all of this UFO disclosure. So it's a great little episode to kind of see what, get caught up on all this UFO disclosure, what's happening. In the meantime, and let's see, Alan. No, Alan, I don't think I'm related to Lance Clark. Um, so let's talk about Citizens for Disclosure. So that is the volunteer segment of the New Paradigm Institute. So if you're interested in helping with this movement for disclosure in our government to protect the whistleblowers so that all of the UFO technology can be accessed by the public so that we can create the reality of the world that we want. There's free energy, there's other technologies that could really transform our planet and help us get out of the bind that we're in with this climate change. So go to newparadigminstitute.org. The website is chock full of information. And if you're interested in becoming a volunteer, that's where you would sign up for that. But just at least sign up for their email, because then you'll be in the loop of what's going on with the legislation and, everything that's happening right now. Although I try to give you highlights every week. I'm there's so much to it. It's hard to wrap your head around it. So that's why we have all this extra information we can digest to understand what's going on. All right. So it is time for the Oracle of the Month. And this month's Oracle is the Healing the Inner Child Oracle by Nina Mongendre. So let me pull up my camera here. And here you could see, this is, all right, let's remove this. And then I think I'll be able to share this with you here. There we go. Whoops. Okay, so Healing the Inner Child Oracle. And here is the box lid. And inside, then there is a little message that says, no matter what your childhood was like, it's never too late to heal. So as I shuffle the cards, I'll ask the universe and spirit to share with us what it is that we need to know right now, whether you're watching live or on the replay. If you are open to a message, if you have a sincere question, ask it now and we will get an answer. So let's see what message we have from spirit. All right, so the message is 41, hope. So let me pull it up in the book and read you the message. And part of this, every month I do share a different oracle that we play with. So you get to see what they're like. And if you like them, you can get them. I have an Amazon store where you can order them, but I'll give you that information in just a bit. So let's talk about hope. So the invitation is, hope allows us to keep dreaming and waking up day after day, hoping for wholeness, healing, and happiness. Hope is an essential part of our lives. It is within us. And if you are looking at this card, hope is yours. Hope is not foolish. Hope is wise, it is strong, and it is resilient. When we are hopeful, we are able to set goals and take constructive steps toward achieving these goals and meeting our needs. As human beings, our hope for a better world with more justice and kindness drives us each day to improve our habits and behaviors. Hope allows us to forge ahead as we create new ways of being in the world. This card reminds you that hope is always within reach and that hope nourishes us and brings us courage. When you are at the end of your rope, tie a knot and hold on. This part's about the inner child. Um, so it says, travel back in time and allow your little one to show you what they hoped for. Some of those dreams might have come true, others might have transformed or been outgrown. Do you remember what you hoped for as a child? With your current perspective, are some of those hopes and dreams still true for you? Is who you are today what your inner child hoped to become? Spend some time recalling struggles you might have encountered and how you overcame them. We strengthen our relationship with hope each time we step beyond fear and discomfort, when we try something new, when we fail and still persevere. Saying to your inner child, hope has carried us here, and we will continue to journey with hope in our hearts. So the journey, learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. And that's a quote actually from Albert Einstein. To dream a courageous dream for ourselves and our planet, we need to nurture our heart with love and hope and be compassionate with ourselves when challenges arise. As you look at this card, take a deep, slow breath and notice where your attention is drawn. Maybe you feel called uh, to float along with the children in this image, carried by hope and trust. Allow yourself to be guided by your gaze. You may want to rest your eyes upon the water tower and its colorful facets. Trust this free flowing exploration. Dive into the card and observe where you go as you connect with the energy of hope. What is your hope for this life and for our collective? What does the weightlessness of being carried by a balloon allow you to experience? Let go of your adult responsibilities just for a few minutes and make space for possibility. I love that. And it is true, if we don't have hope, then you're not going to want to pursue anything else because you got to have hope. And let's see. Ah, so Sherry Leopold. Hi, Sherry Leopold. She's saying hi, Leslie Klein. It's wonderful to see you. Well, not seeing you, but I'm glad that you're here, Sherry. Great to connect again. Appreciate it. All right. So that is the message of hope from the Healing the Inner Child Oracle card. So, yeah, if you have any comments about that, I'd love to hear it. Let us know. And if you like this Oracle deck, I have it and all of my other Oracle decks that I have shared. You just go at my Amazon store. And the way to get to that, just go to www.good-vibes.tv. Remember, you need that dash so that you can get to the Amazon store. There's a button there that you'll see. All right. So I want to share a little bit about the next Longevity with Light. So these webinars have to do with these wearable light technology that I've been playing with. I'm into my 4th month with the LifeWave patches, the X39, the Eon. And so these patches, the ones I'm particularly on, are for increasing and activating my stem cells in my body to help me repair and rejuvenate my body. And I've seen several different changes happen because apparently once you hit 60, you're only less than 10% of your stem cells are activated and working. And so that means your body, that's why we have a hard time, as we're older with wounds and healing and things like that. I wish I had this when I had my broken arm last year because it actually helps you heal your body like twice as fast. And there's studies for this. So, anyway, if you would like to learn more in May, every month on the second Thursday of the month at 8 o'clock, so that'll be May 8th next month, we do a talk after just 30 minutes. We usually have a expert guest. And so this next month is Dr. Debbie Beavers. And here's the URL to sign up. It's an actual webinar, so you can chat. I'll stream it as well, but it's nice getting that front row when you're in the webinar. So the way you get there is tinyurl.com/longevity May 2025 with the L and the M capitalized. So there you have it. And hopefully you'll join us next month. Okay, so my next little summit series that I love to share every year is this one by the Food Revolution Summit by Ocean Robbins. And so this happens starting next week on April 23rd through the 30th. And so this docu-series, Healthy Planet, Healthy People, Healthy Planet, has to do with what we eat. And they're actually going to talk about the hidden truth about pesticides and how to avoid them, what big ag and big pharma won't tell you about diet and disease. They'll cover the best foods for energy, clarity, and longevity, the critical nutrient most of us lack and how to fix that. They'll also talk about how every meal you eat can also be a vote for a healthier future, because we are what we eat. And I have a little clip from Ocean Robbins about the event. So let me share that with you right here. Here you go.
When a child or parent or any loved one isn't doing so well, the only goal becomes making them better, to take away their pain and to find an answer that doesn't depend on endless drugs or surgeries. What if the essential answer was simple, inexpensive, and widely available? What if it was backed by concrete science and medical research? What if someone could help you cut through all the misinformation and noise to get to the truth? This is why I brought together 45 of the world's most renowned doctors, scientists, activists, and nutritionists to give you the most up-to-date news about what can be done to prevent, treat, even reverse major diseases for yourself and for the people you love. That includes natural, drug-free methods for pain relief, a clearer mind, an energized body, and a whole lot more. Because the essential answer all along was simple, inexpensive, wholesome, chemical-free food. Join in our 8-part docuseries. We'll tackle longevity, your brain, your gut, your heart, cancer, fitness, nutrition, and our world. In the 2025 Food Revolution Summit docuseries, Healthy People, Healthy Planet, you'll find out which foods to avoid and which foods can prevent and even reverse the world's most devastating illnesses. You'll discover what's going on behind the scenes and how the food and medical industries are making trillions of dollars profiting from a system that is causing suffering to millions. Heal and protect yourself, your family, and your planet. Join 300,000 healthy food lovers for the food and health event of the year, the Food Revolution Summit docuseries.
There we go. Oh, I'm all over the place today. Okay, here we go. So that is the Food Revolution Network. If you've never attended any of their events, definitely do it. So what's great about it is that it's free for the 24 hours to watch all, each day's episode. And as you can see, there are like 45 different experts that are on there. So let me share with you the way to access it. Go to tinyurl.com/GVTV Food Summit. So it starts on the 23rd, like I said, and it's 8 different days, lots of information. So get the information while you can. You do have the opportunity to buy the series and that kind of thing. So if you like doing that and digesting the information at your own pace, do it. But if you like getting things for free, I love getting information for free. All right. So that is the Food Revolution Network's Summit, and we're going to talk a little bit about spiritual activism. So what's going on there's a great quote that I came across that Cory Booker said, Senator Cory Booker says, the power of the people is more important than the people in power. And it's so true. We don't want to get fooled and think that we have no say in our government, in that we're not empowered to do something, and that it's all a mind game, right? So it's important to be aware of that power of the people, and to as far as spiritual activism is concerned, my suggestion is tune into yourself and see what you feel led to do, whether that's being involved with the peaceful protests that are happening. The hands off one that happened on April 5th was humongous. Many different cities, thousands of people, probably tens of thousands of people attended, and they're peaceful. And this is our constitutional right. So there is another one happening on April 19th. So you can go to indivisible.org or search hashtag 5051. And there you can get some information about protests that might be near you. Unfortunately, I'm in a very rural area, and there's not as much as like places like Tampa and stuff. There'll be several different activities to go to. So anyway, I wanted to share that, and we're still doing, 2 o'clock Eastern time every day, especially on Sundays. For 15 minutes, we're sending love and light to the planet. This is a request that Pam Gregory had put out there, and so I think it's a great thing. So as we collectively more and more come and do it, send this love and light energy, do this meditation for 15 minutes every day at 2 o'clock, wherever that is in your time, convert it. And just know that we can make a difference energetically and spiritually. So, my little, um, I have a little, let's see, um, graphic here. Let's see if I can get it to work. There we go. All right. So, the tip of the week to raise your vibration. So, last week's tip of the week was to dance under the full moon. Of course, we had that beautiful full moon. So, did you dance under the full moon? Enjoy the energy, release whatever it is that you wanted to release. That was last week's tip to raise your vibration. Just dancing anywhere releases your energy and helps you vibrate higher. It just raises your vibration. So this week's tip is to practice self-care. And what I mean by that, it could be from getting a massage, a facial, a mani-pedi, to just, taking yourself on a date, allotting a day that you're just going to do whatever you want to do, spending time in nature, doing your favorite hobby or craft, but something that brings you joy, something that pampers you, something that feeds your soul. Practice self-care. We care for all these other people in our lives, right? But sometimes we don't take the time to take care of ourselves, and we have to fill our own well first. When we fill our well, then we can give from the abundance that's there. And we fill our well by, tapping into spirit. That's like the infinite supply. Um, but also by expressing love to ourselves, not just to other people, but to ourselves, to our inner child, right? This is important because we're the only ones that can do that. We can't, it would depend on somebody else to love us because we're not loving ourselves. We need to love us. And this is important. And it's not selfishness, it's self care. And when we are more whole and complete, then we have more to give. And we're able to give, in more abundant ways. So that is the tip of the week. All right, my friends. So we've come to the end of the show. And if you have any other comments, please make them now. And if you received some value from this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is growing. I've only got 182 people that have subscribed. I know a lot more. We just hit like 17,000 views for the whole channel. So it's growing, baby steps. But you can help it grow even faster if you share it with your friends, if you subscribe. So this is, Oliver, if you find value, though, don't share it if you didn't get anything from this or you didn't like it. But if you did, and you know someone that you think would appreciate it, please share it. All right, my friends. So I want to say thank you for watching. Have a beautiful week. Happy Easter. And I will see you next week. Take care.